So as use of the internet increases, so does the risk of getting your data exposed or leaked into the web. So it's always a good idea to protect yourself, especially if you often make online transactions, or if you torrent in countries where it's illegal to torrent, or you may be living in a country where there's heavy censorship and restrictions over online content. Well, let's see if Nord can get you through all of that. Today I'm going to be reviewing NordVPN and see if it's still performing well in 2021. And if it may or may not be for you, I'll look into the good and the bad and what features might just be able to cover your VPN needs. Of course, you will find links to special deals and discounts down in the description below. So the first thing we're going to go over is the logging policy as well as jurisdiction. Now, NordVPN is very transparent about their data. They never track the IP addresses that you use, the websites you visit, and files you download, or the time or duration of your online sessions. And if that's not enough, you can even pay with cryptocurrency, making you truly anonymous even to Nord themselves. It's as close to zero logs as it can be, and there's really no evidence to suggest otherwise since they've never been breached before. Of course, to top it all off, they are based in Panama, far beyond the reach of the US and European data retention laws. So even if foreign governments approach Nord asking for information, they're not obliged to answer to them. And either way, Nord cannot link any of your online activity to you personally, and no information that can identify you is stored or shared in any capacity. So the best Nord can do, as they say themselves, is just shrug their shoulders and say, I don't know. And to add to the credibility of that statement, Nord had its no logs privacy policy audited by a third-party company called PricewaterhouseCoopers once in 2018 and another time in 2020. Both audits successfully verified Nord's no-log policy and confirmed their privacy claims. I look forward to another audit in 2021 though. I'd love to keep seeing those audits which keep the user's confidence in Nord strong and well intact. And if that's not enough for you, Nord also goes as far as publishing a daily security update that keeps users in the know when it comes to national security letters, gag orders, or warrants from governments, which really just proves the integrity of Nord's security and privacy protection claims. In terms of streaming and torrenting, Nord makes it so that you can do these tasks on any server without having to pick a specialized server. Though for torrenting, you do have the option to access peer-to-peer servers for maximum efficiency while torrenting or securely sharing files at top speeds without putting your privacy at risk. And for streaming, I've tried unblocking multiple Netflix libraries like the Japanese and American libraries, and it worked with no problems whatsoever, despite Netflix's efforts to prevent VPNs from doing so. Nord has a smart play feature that's specifically designed to bypass geoblocks and keep you secure at the same time. It combines DNS with VPN technology to easily evade blocks but always maintain your security. Nord can also unblock Hulu, BBC, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and more. And thanks to the high speeds that Nord can maintain through its protocols, there's never any buffering that you have to bear with. And in terms of speed, it's time for a speed test to really measure how quick NordVPN can be. I will be testing all protocols using the same server. And using the quickest protocol, I'll test servers that are much farther away to really put it to the test to show how much distance can it cover while maintaining high speeds. Of course, keep in mind that these speed tests may differ from one ISP to another. It also depends on your location and how far you are from the servers you're connecting to. And even if your speed drops by 50%, that's actually still acceptable when connecting to servers that are on the other side of the globe. But good VPNs will still perform very well, and you won't be in a situation where your internet is buffering, especially if your base speed is already fast enough, even after a 50% decline in speed. So in this speed test, my download speed without a VPN is at 12.22 megabits per second and 0.83 megabits per second of upload. For the sake of time, I will be measuring the percentage for the download speeds only. I used all the protocols available starting with Nord links, and I got a 4.3% decrease in download speed at 11.69 megabits per second and a 7.1% decrease at 11.35 megabits per second on the OpenVPN UDP protocol. When I tried testing the OpenVPN TCP protocol, it kept disconnecting me and it was a very inconsistent experience. Generally, you don't want to use TCP in any VPN because it's not as secure as UDP and WireGuard protocols. TCP is only used in rare cases when no other protocol is working. So given that the Nord Links protocol is the quickest one, as it is indeed marketed as such, I tested a few much farther servers and I got an impressive 4.7% decrease at 11.64 megabits per second in the Canada server. And going a little further down south, I got a 15.1% decrease at 10.37 megabits per second in the Brazil server. And then to put it to the test, I went to the furthest land possible and I got a 17.3% decrease at 10.10 megabits per second in the New Zealand server. So if it wasn't clear enough, it is now. NordVPN is lightning fast and will barely drop your initial speed, not even reaching a 20% decrease with the New Zealand server, which is pretty far from me. Though, keep in mind that Lebanon is nearly in the center of the world map, and you may be in the States trying to connect to New Zealand, in which case it's almost certain that your speed will drop by over 20%, so just keep that in mind. Overall, NordVPN strongly passes the speed test and you won't be in a situation where your internet is buffering. Not to mention that switching between the servers was almost instantaneous, making it very easy for me to test the speed right away. And that's all thanks to the WireGuard protocol, which NordLynx is based on. WireGuard is a new VPN tunneling protocol which is used to secure point-to-point connection in rooted or bridged configurations. Most high-quality VPNs are now adopting this protocol as a new standard protocol that offers much higher speeds. For gaming, I tried playing Warzone on nearby European servers, and it really wasn't too much to deal with playing with 50 or so ping. Though you won't need to use a VPN for gaming unless you're in a country where some games may be banned, or if you really want to play with players from different regions. Now, getting into the security features of NordVPN, Nord does have a good variety of advanced options. With top-of-the-line protocols like OpenVPN and NordLynx as mentioned earlier, AES-256 GCM encryption with a 4096-bit DH key, and a bunch of other features such as the kill switch, which severs your internet connection should the VPN connection gets cut for any reason. As well as split tunneling, which lets you decide which apps are included or exempt from the VPN tunnel. Double VPN, which encrypts your internet traffic twice at the cost of lower speeds. Onion over VPN for Tor users. An ad blocker, though it may not block all ads, but it does block most, so you've got nothing to lose by keeping that one on. A DNS leak protection and obfuscation tools. Now, obfuscation only works with OpenVPN since OpenVPN UDP is the most secure protocol out of the three available to you. And one thing to keep in mind is that when you're using obfuscation mode is that you'll have much fewer servers at your disposal, so you'll only be able to use the obfuscated servers. Though you won't need obfuscation mode unless you're living in a country with heavy restrictions like China, or a country where VPN usage may be banned, since obfuscation will essentially obfuscate your browsing data and make your browsing look like any other normal browsing data, so that even your ISP won't be able to tell that you're using a VPN. Another cool feature you have is custom DNS, which some VPN services actually charge for. You can set up custom DNS servers in order to increase your speed if you're having trouble with your connection speeds. A lot of people use the popular Google Open DNS servers, which I'll show right here on screen, for possibly better speeds depending on how close you are to the servers. You can also use custom DNS servers for more parental controls on your router. Whether you need this feature or not, it's still great to have the option available. Now, while currently Nord still uses hard drive storage rather than RAM storage, which means that all stored data is kept on a physical hard drive until it's manually erased. However, remember that your personal data and information are not stored, since NordVPN doesn't keep any logs, and NordVPN has promised to be moving towards RAM following the footsteps of ExpressVPN to provide greater anonymity, which means that the data will be automatically deleted after every machine reboot and there won't be any physical drives to store anything on. I've tested NordVPN for leaks, and as expected, there were no leaks at all. NordVPN has more than 5,500 servers in 59 countries. While 59 countries may not seem like a lot, there are in fact enough servers on the map that you will most certainly find a server that works well near you no matter where you are in the world. Nord works well with many streaming services and game consoles, and it allows users to secure up to 6 devices per subscription, which is just about the industry standard. Not to mention that the UI, in my opinion, has the best design out of all the VPNs that I use. Honestly, nothing like an intuitive world map design that lets you brush up on your geography as you look for servers to connect to. Nord's monthly cost of $11.95 may be considered on the pricey side compared to other VPNs. So you can get the 1-year plan for $4.92 a month. However, the price drops even more to $3.71 per month for the 2-year plan. I'd personally recommend either the 1 or 2-year plan considering the price drop. Obviously, you're going to want to go for the 1-year plan since it is definitely the best bang for the buck. If you're interested in getting NordVPN, check the description below. I'll include the best deals I could find in order to hopefully save you guys even more cash. And of course, you are able to get a refund if you don't find the service suitable with their 30-day money-back guarantee. And if you have any questions, they do have a responsive 24/7 live chat service ready to answer your questions. Nord also promises to always keep aggressively improving their services as time goes by. Some of their promises include a diskless RAM servers as mentioned earlier, a bug bounty program, infrastructure security audit and vendor security assessment, a network of co-located servers exclusively owned by NordVPN, and a partnership with cybersecurity consulting firm Versprite. This only reassures users that Nord is always on the move to ensure an ever-improving experience and features, strengthening their relationship with their user base. That level of respect and transparency is always appreciated and will put users at ease when using the company's services. So is NordVPN still good in 2021? I would definitely say absolutely yes. And whether you need it for its NordLynx buffer-free streaming experience or you just want a solid, truly zero-logs policy VPN service with extra security layers and options for even more privacy, Nord can do it all. It's super easy to use for beginners and has some advanced options for those advanced users. So is it still worth the price? I would say yes, especially with their 1-year plan where you're getting a pretty decent price drop alongside a multitude of great options. Definitely worth the price. Honestly speaking, and this is not me just trying to sell it, there's really not much wrong with NordVPN. They've continued to prove themselves with their transparency and they've been improving their services year after year. If you enjoyed this review, a like and subscribe will motivate me to keep making quality content for your enjoyment. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.